What is up, everybody? How you doing? So today I'm going to show you, because when I started out with pottery, it was kind of difficult to learn how to center. So I'm going to show you how to center and how I throw a cup. So let me rearrange the camera real quick. We got the family making dinner and having fun and doing arts and crafts. So let's just do this. I've already pounded it out to where this is it's 450 grams, okay? So the side that you put on the wheel, it's going to be kind of like an egg shaped. The big side goes on the wheel. You want to start it off as centered as possible before you actually start spinning the wheel. So put it on the wheel, and what I'm doing is I'm gripping it towards the bottom with my pinkies and ring finger, and I'm kind of just pushing it towards the wheel and turning the wheel like this manually. And then when I feel like it's kind of centered, you can spin it slow. Bump. See that bump? Bump. Bump. So where that bump is, for if you're new, you can just push that in and it's a lot more centered. You don't need to get it totally centered like this, because you're going to barely be able to do that. So just give it a couple pats down, just like that. Now you spin it. Yes, it'll be wobbly. Get a wet finger, okay? Wet finger. And I'm going to push this wet finger in towards the bottom corner, like that. See that mushroom shape? It doesn't even need to be that drastic, okay? So right now I'm going to put my elbow in my belly, all right? And I'm going to use my body weight to go forward towards you, okay? And with this hand, you're going to push down on the top. Okay? And that's how you're going to center it. And you're going to bring it up to a cone, like that, okay? And then you're going to push it down and also forward. So down and forward. I know it looks like I'm just going down, but that actually makes it, it centers itself. And then you're going to continue with your elbow in your gut or your leg. And the reason why you do that is so it doesn't bounce you around. So I'm really leaning into it. And then this part of your thumb, I'll do it this way. So I'm pushing forward with this hand. This hand, I'm kind of smashing that corner like this, and then going over the top slowly. And when you think it's getting centered, let go slowly, okay? That's what you want to do. I like to take a thumbnail and scrape this little corner right here. Because if that little corner is uneven and everything else is even, then all the even parts will, it'll listen to that uneven part at the corner, and it'll actually move towards it. So you want your clay centered from the top to the bottom, if you can, which you can. You can do it. So let go slow when you feel like it's centered. So now I'm going to break in, okay? So that means I'm going to put a hole in the middle. You're going to do it slowly. I use my right forefinger and my left thumb. Okay? And you're going to drag these fingers on the sides. You're not pushing it hard at all. You're just going to have it on the sides. And so here we go. I'm going to go down slow. I can feel it get sticky, so I'll get a little more water. And just a little bit. And then I'm going to start again slowly. Okay, that's good enough for me. So I always leave about a quarter to a half inch on the bottom, and the reason I do that is because when I'm done with my cup and I'm trimming the foot, I like a really tall foot. I think it looks a little fancy. Well, fancy pants. Now I'm going to collar in, because I don't want it to be a bowl. So I'm going to collar in and move my hands up. You're not smashing it too tight. You're just kind of moving it in and up. Just go right past your clay. And I'm going to compress the rim. So what you do, I'll do it over here so you can see it. You pinch the sides and you drop a finger, okay? If you're right-handed, you'll be pinching with your left fingers like this, and dropping your right finger like that, okay? So now we're going to open our hole. So I'm going to do the same thing. Pointer finger, thumb, right pointer finger, left thumb, and I'm going to kind of hook it down at the bottom, and you don't want to dig down or else you'll get to be too shallow of clay, and you'll start getting cracks when it's drying. So you want to just open it up, try to imagine the void right here that you can't go past. Okay, and you're just going to open it up slow, just like that. Okay. This is really good clay. We got it from IMCO in Sacramento, California. And I forgot what this is called.
Want me to see?
No, it's not on the bag, or else I would have you look. But I have my daughter here. She's doing some paper stuff, having fun doing cutouts. So the first pull, I'm gonna go like this motion in the back. So my fingers are gonna go inside. My thumb's gonna be in the back, and I'm gonna squeeze lightly. And I'm also gonna put the palm of my hand towards my thumb there, just to give it strength. Okay. So my elbow is still in my belly. This one's not. This one's just going to be pinching. But this hand is going to be helping pinch. I'm going to pinch and move upwards slowly. Don't pinch too tight or you'll rip the top right off. So you're not trying to go for too much height at first. So you're just going up slowly and then slowly letting go when you get to the top. You don't want to squeeze through the top or else you'll have a problem. What'll happen is it'll get wobbly, and then you'll be upset because you just got wobbly. You spent so much time centering it, right? All right, so now you want to, since you just did your first pull, just put a little bit of slip. Slip is wet clay, basically, or you could put water on the walls lightly. At this point, you're doing pulls now. You don't want to mess nothing up. If it's a little bit wobbly, that's not a big deal. So now I'm going to do a proper pull. Excuse the noise, I'm going to move this chair. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do it so you can see it. So I'm going to have my finger like this. These 3 fingers are going inside. This finger's staying out. I'm going to lock my thumb in with my right hand and do a trigger finger right here with my right finger. Okay? These fingers are inside. My right finger's out here. And when you pull, these fingers that are inside are going to be above your thumb, your trigger finger out here, and it creates a little groove that the clay will go through. If you do it right on, like straight like this, it's just not going to work out. And so you want to go underneath with your trigger finger and give it some space. So you're pushing out with the inside fingers and underneath that with your trigger finger. And when you got a little clay, you start moving up slowly. Don't pinch too tight. And when you're moving up, you want to kind of go in like conical. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with a bowl very quickly. All right? So, got my hands wet again. I just did a pull, so you know the rules. Get some water on your cup. Okay? Get some water on the inside of your cup. You want those walls to be lubricated. I'm going to do another compression pinch again. So I'm going to pinch the back, and I'm going to drop a finger. And as you can see, it really, really straightens out. I might have a little bit of wobbles on the body here. And a lot of that's just wet clay that you see. But you can see that the rim is very straight. Okay, so now I'm going to do it one more time. I'm making my belly mug. Okay. There we go, that's pretty. Alright, so now that's a nice shape. I'm going to collar it in just a little bit. I'm going to slow it down. And by the way, when you're doing this, make sure when you first start out, you have a lot of speed in your wheel, almost to the top. I know it sounds extreme, but the reason why is because if you learn how to do it that way, then you'll be able to know why to turn your wheel down in what situations. If you're doing a huge bowl, you want your wheel to be slower, because if you're doing a bowl that's open so much and it's spinning so much, your bowl's going to go from wide to flopping. So you don't want that. Alright, so I'm just going to give it a little bit more shape. I'll poke in at the bottom. There you go. Boom shakalaka. Okay, so now I'm going to use my metal kidney tool. Let me see here. It's called a kidney tool because it looks like the shape of a kidney in a way. All right. And so we're just gonna, your fingers are gonna be inside, and I'm gonna push against this metal kidney tool like this, and I'm gonna keep my kidney tool stationary. I'm gonna push the clay against it. I'm gonna shape it like bent like that, okay? And I'm gonna shape it like that so it matches my belly here, the belly on my mug. So I'm just going to wet the inside, because the outside you don't really need to wet if you're going to do this. And you don't need to do this part, I'm just showing you how to do it. So I'm just going to slowly push the clay towards the rib. Okay. Moving up. And as you can see, that really smooths out the clay, and it takes off that extra moisture for when you're about to take your cup off. And by the way, you're almost done with your cup, so that's how easy this is. And it'll get easier. Tomorrow, you might have a day where for some reason today you did great, tomorrow might be different. For some reason tomorrow, after you're doing a bunch of cups that are great, you might have a day where you're not doing so great. And you think to yourself, how can this even be? I was doing so good yesterday. So that's regular. That is regular stuff. Okay. So that's a little bit too open for my liking, so I'll bring it in. Just like that. I like that. Okay. So now I'm done, right? So I'm going to take my sponge. I'm going to go in the inside carefully. Don't try not to hit the walls. Okay. If you have some ungodly bumps in here, I guess you could hit the walls lightly. When you're new, you want to try to stay away from that until you get some more agility, you know. Alright, so now I'm going to take my cutoff. Well, this is one of my cleaning tools. This is a wooden knife. I don't know what you want to call it. But I hold it like this. Here's the table, alright? I'm going to hold it straight on the table like this eventually. But initially, okay, let's focus. I'm going to hold it on its side, and I'm going to cut this mud off the bottom. So right where it goes, right where the cup ends, I'm going to try to continue the shape of the cup, like this. Just going straight down very carefully, very slowly. And when I say very slowly, I really mean it. Let go slow and move it away slow. And now I'm going to go straight down. And this is an art form on itself. It's not easy when you first start out. So just slowly is all I could say. That might help. And then how I took off that snake around it, the little ribbon, is while it's spinning, I just jab it in and hold it. You got to be strong. I'm holding it, as you can see, with two hands. I'm holding it here, and I'm holding the tool and pushing away from the pot here. And I'm pushing towards the pot with this hand. And it gives it a certain stability. And when you do that, you'll know what I mean. And so when you have that little ring around your pottery, you're about to clean it off. Don't go, You got to really just stick it in there and keep it in one spot, okay? Then you can move the water away from your pot, just like this. Obviously, you could get your sponge too if you'd like. I don't need to do that. It's not a big deal. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my leather. This is my chamois. So I'm going to squeeze it out a little bit. Okay, I don't need to be totally soaking. You know what I'm saying? It ain't summertime yet, you know what I mean? Anyway, so we're going to get this chamois. We're going to open it up. And you just take a side of it, just like this. You're going to, don't be so picky, just grab it, okay? You're going to go behind the cup, towards you. And the part that's going this way, if I do it over here, we're going to rip our cup apart. So on your right side, your wheel's spinning counterclockwise. On your right side, looking down, you're going to put this over your cup like this, and you're going to start squeezing just lightly. And what that does is it makes a really, really smooth rim, so that when you're drinking out of it, you don't have a bunch of sandpaper on your lips. Because guess what? There's a thing in pottery, a lot of clay, called grog, and that's what grog will do. It has a lot of sand in it. You don't want that. So I'm just looking at my shape. I could probably go out a little bit here. Okay. This is a brand new clay to me. It's very close to porcelain. They actually said there's porcelain. They use porcelain in this clay. And so I like to mess around with it. So I'm taking my metal kidney tool and I'm bending it like this so it matches the shape. You gonna focus? Oh, it's focusing. Cool. It's gonna match the shape of it, and I'm gonna turn it around like this. I'm gonna put it on the side of the cup, and I'm gonna bring it from the bottom, and just bring it around that belly like this, just to really clean it up. Okay, and just be careful, slow. I always have another hand. You see this hand over here? I have that against my other hand just for some extra stability. So that's what it's all about. And there we go. I like that little ring, so I'll keep it like that. I'm going to dry off my hands. I'm going to slow down the wheel slowly. Don't just turn it off really fast, because if you do that, you might have problems. Okay, I just noticed that we altered the rim again, so let me get this grog out of there, because there is grog in this clay. Again, that's pretty much sand. We don't want grog. We don't want to sand people's lips off while they're drinking out of our cups. There we go. That's pretty. So I'm going to dry my hands off. Okay, dried my hands off. I already cut off all the clay from the bottom. So now you're going to get your wire cut-off tool, okay? You might get one of these in your first kits. I'm working on making my own. Simon Leach taught me how, so I got to follow through with that. But this is how they are. There's the little small cable. Okay, it's not easy to focus, it probably won't. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go past your cup. Don't knock your cup when you're going past it or else you'll be upset. You're going to put it against the wheel. Tight, tight, really tight, keep it tight. You're going to pull from in front of the cup, past the cup, until you get to this side, and then you lift it away, okay? And you're going to spin the wheel slowly. And you're going to pull as slow as the wheel's spinning. So it's really slow, so let's pull really slow. There we go. Okay, so now it's cut off. I have dry hands, remember, I'll even dry them again. Why not? Okay. So I'm going to take two peace signs. I'm going to hold them upside down like this, right under here. Okay, you don't have to do it like this. You could also grab it like this with dry hands, okay? But I like to do it if I'm working with a really smooth clay like a porcelain, and I want to do the inverted peace signs, okay? Down here towards the base, and you're gonna lift up one side or the back side. It's up to you. Slow, and when it does give a little, then you got to bring that other side up, okay? I'll show you how I do that. I want to do 3. There we go. Okay, so there it is. Focus, Daniel-san. Focus. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like and hit that comment section. If you have any questions about pottery or life or whatever, I'll be the one to answer. Why not? I don't have very many comments, so it's good. I got 2,400 subscribers as of last week. We only started this channel last year in January. So I think that's pretty good. It's thanks to you guys. So if you have any questions, let me know. Don't let anybody stop you from moving that clay. It's really fun, it's therapeutic, and it's very addicting. I love it a lot. Anyway, so I appreciate all of you. Seriously, I can't say enough. That's why I keep rambling. You want to look outside? Check it out. This is my closet. So here, get personal here. But that's cool. That's the backyard. I mean, the closet is a real kick-it spot. Anyways, love you so much. I got to go help make dinner now. All right, peace.